Today is February the 28th, 2012, and I'd like to walk you through the SPX in 14 years and two key Fibonacci cycles and their relevance to exactly where we're trading today and where we've been for the last week or so. First, we're going to look at this ramp up into 2000. That was an election year, 2000. We hit a peak during that election year, which is going to form the high point for our first Fibonacci cycle. Wasn't all that great an election year, so election years are supposed to be good, but you can see that this election year started here and ended up somewhat lower. We found our low point right here in 2002 with this double bottom. We had a nice clean move up. We went through a couple of wars here, and after September the 11th. So we created a low. There's our first Fibonacci, the red one, from this point in 2000 down to this point here in 2002. We're going to move up and we're going to create a second high for purposes of Fibonacci's, which was the high just before the housing crisis and the banking disaster. And the low of that sequence is going to be our SPY 666 that occurred in 2009. So now we have two sets of fibs, red and blue. And what's interesting is that they both share the exact same 78.6% Fibonacci number at 1367.2, and we're trading right in that area right now. In fact, right now we're at 1370. So this is going to be a key area for us to have to break for two reasons. One, it represents this high here, which people refer to as the Bin Laden high. I would prefer to think that the reason it peaked here and dropped was not anything to do with the Bin Laden excitement. It was going to get to that point anyways because that was 78.6%. And then we took a retrace down to the 50% of this cycle, and we bounced. We played around the 61.8% of both of these cycles for a while. We were stuck in that area for quite some time, and now we're at the 78.6. So this is going to provide a fair bit of resistance. I'd like to show you one other really interesting thing. And if you've been following Twitter today, you've heard that 4 years ago today, which was also a leap year, we were at the very same spot that we are now. Well, here's what those fibs are. So if you took the last leap year, which was 2008, the eve before leap year, that's where we were. So let's take that as a 100% fib level, and let's take the 2009 low as our 0%. We're right back here at 100%. However, on the way up from this low, we came back here to test 50% of the leap year high to banking crisis low. We hit the 78.6% of that one twice, and now we've come back up to exactly where we were 4 years ago today. So there's a couple of interesting things. If you take what I was showing you before, those two key Fibonacci cycles, today represents 78.6% of both of those cycles, and it also represents 100% of the last leap year cycle.